Hello and welcome to the recording for the Copyright Law Unit. And one thing I want to make sure you know is that for the Copyright Law Unit you're going to be using NVU. You're not going to be do coding, even though it says to use coding. You're going to be using NVU on this. So the Copyright Unit, of course, we have the write-up as always, so you want to make sure you do that. Then you go through the lessons. The first assignment is a citations assignment where you have to cite some images that you use. Then you have a permissions letter assignment, copyright website assignment, and then you have the unit quiz. And of course, we do not do the discussions. So you have 3 assignments that you're going to do in here, and they're all related to copyright and using information properly. One thing you need to notice, you're using the Unit 3 folder. Okay, even though we did Unit 4 last week, I moved the units around because I wanted you to learn how to do NVU before you got into doing all this work. So this is going to be Unit 3. So make sure you use the Unit 3 folder when you do this work. As a reminder, I have the assignment directions for you, and I don't have them posted right now, but the copyright assignment directions will be posted there for you too, the videos for that. Right, here we are into, you move along towards the end of the course. We have this unit left. If I scroll all the way down, the copyright unit is 1 week, and then the final project we have. So we're coming up to the end of all this, aren't we? All right, the copyright unit. And of course, copyright law is all about who owns what information, right? And that's really important with the internet because so many people can put things on the internet, can't they? So we need to see, and they can go borrow other people's things. That's probably the most important thing, is that people can go borrow other people's stuff on the internet. We've seen that before, where you can do view source, and you can see from any web page you want, you can see somebody else's information, and you could just copy and paste that as if it was your own and create your own web pages. That's not legal though, is it? So we're going to learn about that. So we're going to learn about copyright law. We're going to learn what fair use is. We're going to use search engines and look for graphics. We're going to properly cite some graphics. And then you're going to practice writing a letter to obtain information to use borrowed material. And you see this, the assignments down here. Of course, always go to the gradebook to get the actual information, the points on assignments. Well, let's go into the write-up before we go too much farther. In the write-up, so what is copyright? How is internet publishing affected by copyright? What are 5 questions to ask yourself to determine if something falls under fair use? So here we are in section 1. What is copyright law? Well, copyright itself, copyright is the term that's used for rights given to creators of literary and artistic work, such as products of the mind. That's what copyright is. So copyright means that anything you create using your mind, like if you're an artist or a musician or something like that, you get rights to that. That's what copyright is. Now, one thing about copyright, when a person uploads to the internet, you automatically get copyright for that work. So that's how copyright is related to the internet and how copyright is affected by the use of the internet. So it's automatically copyrighted once it's put online. Now, some people, then people can determine whether they want to let somebody else use their work. Some people put a statement saying that other people can use their work. Others put a statement saying it's copyrighted. You need to get permission. So it just depends on what people choose to say. Now, there is something called fair use. And fair use has something to do with, it can be used in education and different things like that. So fair use is really important. If we go to this copyright website, so on this copyright website, you can find out different fees for copywriting, and you can just learn all about what copyright means if you want to. Okay, now we're going to look at fair use. Now, fair use, it's really vague and a shadowy law, meaning that it's not well understood, it's not really drawn out. and it has several parts to it. And really what fair use has to deal with is the fair or the equal use or the approved use of someone else's work. And there are 5 things to help you test if someone else's work falls under fair use. Does the source say you can use the information? Well, that would be for fair use. That would be okay. Is it an original work? That's another question. Is it very old? Anything created before 1923 is public domain, meaning that anybody can use it. Was it published by the government? Anything published by the government is considered public domain. And then finally, will you be using it for educational purposes? Now, for educational purposes, you can use a lot of information, but there are some limits to it. So the 5 questions, please don't just copy and paste this whole thing. I don't want that kind of junk, please. Here's the first question right there. Here's the second question right there. Here's the third question. Here's the fourth question. And finally, here's the 5th question. So that's all I want on that Class Connect write-up answer, please. Here's a little quiz. See what you know about copyright now. Okay, section 2. So let's go back to the write-up. So we answered all the questions for section 1. Okay, section 2. Explain the process to save an image and a URL so you can cite the image properly. So how to cite an image properly, or how to get the information, and the basic format for APA style. So look at that in section 2. So in section 2, finding, saving, and citing your sources. So in searching for images, you can use sites that offer free images. There are lots of sites that offer free images, free photos, free digital photos, all kinds of things. So you can find lots of those out there. And the way to do it, once you find a picture to save it on your computer, you just right-click on it, save image as, then you can go save it where you want to, or you can paste it where you want to, whatever it happens to be. Then, of course, you have to paste the address of where it came from. So it says highlight the web address, click copy, paste the address, the URL, where it came from, right? So you have to do that, and we'll look at how to do that in a minute. Now, citing photos online. When you have your website set up and you're going to cite photos you borrow from someone else, there are different styles to use. APA style, I'm going to click on that just to show you, but APA style is the American Psychological Association. It's a standard way that we cite information that we use in formal documents and papers. So here's a tutorial on basic APA style. Now you don't have to look at that, I just want you to know what that means. But right here, this is the basic APA style for a picture. So it has the author of the picture, the date that the image was last updated or put online, the title of the picture, the date that it was retrieved, and the title of the web page. So if we go down here, you can look at Pam Dooley down here. Pam Dooley took this picture, posted in 2008. The name of the picture was A Colorful Job, and whoever borrowed this picture retrieved it on 2008 from this website. So you can see how these things are done effectively, the APA style. And you need to do that because you're going to be doing some practice on a little assignment in a minute. Then this is a citations assignment. We'll get to that in a minute. But I want to go back to the write-up. So I just provided you the basic format for APA. We just looked at that. But now I want to explain the process to save an image and a URL so you can cite the image properly. So let's go here. Here I did a search on the word lions. You can see I did an image search. Now the biggest problem people have, let's say somebody wanted to use this picture of the, let's say this lion right here. Somebody wanted to use that. Well, if I click on it, look up here, see this web address? Look how big that is. That's still going, isn't it? That web address, that is where it was found in the Google image search. Look how big that is. That's 3 or 4 feet long, isn't it? That's where it was found in Google image search. So what you need to do, if you want to use that picture, first thing you do, so you could save the image or you can copy the image. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy the image. And I'm going to put it into a blank Word document, so then I'll right click, or I'll hit Control V to paste. So there's that picture of the lion, right? I'm going to make it a little bit smaller. So I've gotten the picture, and I could have saved it and then inserted it. And now I click, so I'm just down below it because I need to put a citation. We're just pretending this could be a web page, it could be a report, whatever. So now I'm going to go back to my browser window. Now I need to go to the page where the lion lives. I could double click on it, or I can click Visit Page. Now here is where this lion actually is, the exact page. So now I go to the top, click so it turns blue, right click, copy. Then I go down to my Word document, Control V to paste. So now I've copied the exact URL where that picture of this the lion lives. So that's the process, getting back to the course. That's the process right here to save an image or URL and to cite it properly. You copy and paste the image, you copy and paste the exact URL of where the picture comes from, the exact URL. All right, let's move on to the citations assignment. This is where you're going to find a topic that interests you. You're going to find 4 pictures. You're going to put the pictures in a table, and you're going to get the citing information and things like that. And I'll create a recording for this. But that's the citations assignment you're going to do. And it could be like 4 pictures of skateboarding, or 4 pictures of riding a horse, just 4 photos you like, 4 pictures of people playing video games, just something that interests you. Now I'm going to go on to the write-up. Need to wrap this up. What is a mistake most people make when citing images found in web searches? What process might you have to go through to use resources that are outside of fair use? Explain why copyright law exists, and give 2 reasons why we should respect copyright law. Well, first of all, a mistake most people do is that they cite the search engine. As I showed you that, didn't I? They cite the search engine as opposed to the exact page where the picture lives. So that's the mistake most people make, is they cite the search engine. And this just has you go to Google and do a search. I just showed you that practice with the lion picture. But that's a mistake most people make, is they cite the search engine results rather than the actual page where the image comes from. Now, one thing that you might have to do if you're going to use somebody's copyrighted information is you might have to get their permission. So that's if it's not fair use. Like, let's say you want to borrow a picture, you find a picture online that somebody took of the Denver Nuggets, and for some reason you're doing a report on the Nuggets. Well, you're going to need to contact that person and get their permission. So that's the process you might have to go through, is getting the person's permission in order to use their resource. And this is important for you to know, because you have an assignment, you're going to pretend you're going to get somebody's permission. So you can see all the information you need to have as you look to get somebody's permission. And here's a sample letter. So you can see how this sample letter would be done. And you need to look at that sample letter because you have a permissions assignment you're going to do in a minute. And here's the permissions assignment. So you're going to do a search on the word graphs, find an interesting graph that someone has posted on the internet. Then you're going to write a letter to the author of the graph, asking for permission to use it, etc. So that's the topic you're going to look for, and you're going to write a letter very similar to the sample letter down here. So that's the permissions letter assignment. Now, part D, we have a copyright website assignment. In this copyright website assignment, I'll explain this, but you're going to do a 2-page web page that would help somebody learn how to do copyright effectively. And I'll create a recording for that. And finally, part E, discussion we're not going to do. Now, I need to go to the write-up and see if we answered, explain why copyright law exists and give 2 reasons why you should respect it. Okay, so you need to explain why copyright law exists, and of course it exists so people because people own the products of their mind, the things they create from their mind they own. And two reasons why we should respect it is, first, it is that person's own property. That's one reason we need to respect copyright law. The second reason we need to respect copyright law is because it is their right to earn money from what they create out of their mind. So those are the two reasons that we need to respect copyright law, because the information belongs to somebody else and because they retain the right to make money, make earnings off of something that they create from their mind. That's why it's not correct or fair use for you to copy somebody else's music CD, because that's not fair use. That's breaking copyright law. Or to copy a DVD movie or a game or something, because you're taking money out of the person's pocket or the company's pocket that created that item. All right, so that's all the copyright. That's all. We've answered all these things here, and I will have recordings for the 3 or 4 assignments in this unit. And then, of course, you have the unit quiz, and there's the quiz preview down here. But please remember, for the assignments, you have a citations assignment, you have a permissions letter assignment, and you have a copyright website assignment. And I'll create separate recordings for each of those. So I look forward to your work coming in. And there's a lot of points in the work for this week. So I hope you get in there and jump into it and get these done. They won't take you very much time. I bet you could probably 2 hours at the most for this whole week to earn all of these points. So thanks a lot for watching, everybody. I look forward to your work coming in. Bye.